Hello, I'm Lloyd Princeton with Design Management Company, and I'm speaking with you today about a subject which keeps coming up and literally on a daily basis now, and that is project negotiations. We're definitely post-recession and in I would say, a recovery in so much that we're seeing people spending money again and in many different sectors. So it's exciting. And the trickle-down effect is that people are spending money on their design projects as well. The problem is that expectations for services and products rendered have increased, and people's willingness to pay for the same products and services seems to be decreasing, or certainly affected by a different perception of value. And that is a challenge for the design industry, all of our colleagues, and one that I would very much like to tackle. And a lot of it has to do with how one approaches a project in the first place, how you interview, and what you present as your marketing and how you package yourself. People need to have an advanced perception of what you're worth before you actually tell them what you're going to charge. For instance, you take luxury brands like Hermes or Bentley or Christian Louboutin. People expect to pay top dollar because there is already perception that they are quality brands and they're the best brands. And if you are not necessarily, one of the high-end interior designers, but you do just solid design or architecture or landscape work, it doesn't mean that you should tune out now. I want you to still realize that whatever level and quality of service or product that you're providing, that you need to be very, A, comfortable with it, B, confident of it, and C, represent it fully and affirmatively to your potential client so that they know what range you're in. Whether you're charging $100 an hour, $200 an hour, $300 an hour, or more as a basis for services, you need to make sure that that's well conveyed before you ever show up. And that can be done with printed materials, that could be done with your personal branding, from preliminary letters that you send out in advance of an appointment, to your web presence, your social media. Anything about you can speak volumes about who you are, what you bring to a meeting. Do you have personally branded products, pens, stationery, folder systems, cookies, a box of chocolates that has your company name on it? All of those things are indicators of the level of client that you want to attract, and they will see it and they will respond to it accordingly. So with that in mind, I would very much like you to consider that if you have that in place, then you can go ahead and ask for what you think you're worth. And in today's marketplace, you must be nimble. It's important to be able to charge a variety of fees depending upon the type of project. In the design phase, you could certainly ask for a design fee. You may choose to be on an hourly. Those are probably the two typical ways that I see people, assessing a design fee. In the implementation phase, you could certainly charge a management fee, a percentage of product, also known as a markup, a percentage of construction, or you also may be on an hourly once again as well. Alternately, you may charge one set number, a fixed fee for an entire project. It may be a variety of these things, and it's important that as you're evaluating what you may charge for a project, as you're coming up with a preliminary budget, that you also get a temperature reading from the client as to what they're comfortable with, what their expectation is, if they have paid for design services before and they might be comfortable with one method or another, if they have paid for product and purchases before and what they're comfortable with. You also need to have that conversation about retail pricing, because more and more people are having to shop retail, and it is okay to charge a cost plus on retail, which may ultimately come up with an end price that is higher than the original retail pricing. Don't be afraid to do it, because it doesn't matter what the initial cost of whatever the product or service is. It's all about what you negotiate. So with that in mind, you have some variables and you have some things to play with. You need to go in with confidence and you need to go in with flexibility in order to arrive at the right numbers that are going to work for you and your client and your project. And if for any reason that you're not comfortable with this process, even though you may understand it, I would love for you to avail yourself to my services. This is something that I enjoy doing. I love negotiating. I have a great time doing it, and I maximize value for your time, for your money, for your clients, for the products and services, and for the people that you support in the industry as well. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to a dialogue with you in the future. Thank you.